Not by might, nor by power, but by my spirit, say the Lord of hosts. Not by might, nor by power, but by my spirit, say the Lord of hosts. I'm Elijah, and that's the program that you're listening to right now. Not by might, nor by power. Um, my last video, I forgot to mention, not by might, nor by power, but by my spirit. This is the message the Lord God gave me. And the importance of this message is that, things have to be birthed into this world. You can't just take a child and a child coming here in the world and he's 40 or 50 something years old already. It doesn't work like that. And they have to start off as a child and it grows up just like, well, let's get to the books first. Banned from the Bible, 3 books in 1, Enoch, Jubilee, Hash. And read Hash first, From Time Left to God to Winning Promise Man the first time. Jubilee is prophecy, everything that was going to happen to us from the time we left to God until this day. And Enoch is the prophecy, everything was going to happen in the world from generation to generation. And then we got the Apocrypha. Knowledge, wisdom, understanding, faith, patience, judgment, execution of righteous, judgment, prophecy. The Testament of Solomon, demons, you got to know your demons. And Solomon left a testament of the demons and who they are, what they do, and what their business are. This is why I'm here. The testament of the 12 preach law. God told you the last day I'm going to send Elijah, and Elijah's going to turn the horse back to the horse of the children back into the father, the horse back into the children. These are come and strike the earth with a curse. But he told you, I'm going to send Elijah before the great and dreadful day. And we're going to touch on that today also. So, what is the inheritance? 12, this is your inheritance. 12, each father left a message to all of us. You understand? I'm not getting there yet. But anyway, Thomas, Mary, and John, they have a lot of information there. They have a lot of things that Jesus said that are not written in the Holy Scripture. And that's not written in the Holy Bible. But all those books, except for this book, but all those books, other books, makes up this, the Holy Bible, and that's the way we're going for. I know, like I said, you can get past my own, the umps and the rest of the things that we people in the, as y'all call us, common people, whatever. Not common, man. Not at all. We people. And it's people that made you believe that you were something different than what you are, or something more than what you are. And like what Jesus said, I seen a strong delusion that you should believe a lie. So you should already know that you're believing a lie and should change yourself to get out the lie. So that's what the law of God have showed and instilled in me to do. All right. Of course, I have 2 dreams, but I went over in the video Time of Love Part 2. There are a lot of dreams in that, very important dreams that they didn't want you to hear, want you to see. Now I can go back and really go back into those dreams, but we'll wait and see. All right, first dream I had, I was with this attorney, and as I was with this attorney, somebody took and hit me in the eye, and so we went approached the woman that whose child had drew something and cut my eye. It wasn't no significant cut. I mean, no 42 stitches or something like that cut. It was a little cut, maybe. It was a little cut. But as we talked to the lady seems not like that. She didn't want to cooperate. And so as she didn't want to cooperate, well, the wound the cut kept on getting bigger and bigger, larger and larger, to the point where it had made my eyes swollen, yeah, it made my eye was swollen, and you know how wounds are. So I go back. So myself and him, we goes to this place, and I guess it was a restaurant. but it might have been a restaurant and bar combined together. So we sit down and we in a talk. I can't remember the conversation. Can't remember. We had a conversation, and I just don't remember right now. It's a conversation. But don't when you have dreams and vision and things like that, and you can't remember what was said or what was done in the first time. Well, sometimes it comes back 2 and 3 times before it comes to pass, but it might come in a different situation. And but you'll hear the same words being spoken, or to that same nature, something to that same nature of that what was being spoken. So as we leaving out the restaurant bar situation. Now I have a weapon. I have a pistol in my hand. It's a silver pistol. So as we leaving out, man, they got this man. All I can see is one at this time, and he had his pistol out and started firing at me and shooting towards me. And as he's shooting, I'm steadily going towards him because I have a pistol also. But I haven't fired mine yet. So as I go towards him and firing, the next thing we're in a hard type of situation with a whole lot of people around. But the majority of people is like, I walked into an ambush. Yeah, and he was firing his weapon. His weapon was almost out. There's other people came and I said, well, you can do as you want. It's not going to work. And, I said, I'm not by myself. Just like that. Now, they had me surrounded, a whole lot of them. Had me in the ambush. I said, but I had 2 weapons. I had a weapon in my jacket that he didn't even know about. I said, no matter what you do, it's not going to work. I said, help is coming. And so as soon as I said that, they start firing. Next thing you know, man, people that was on my side came out from everywhere and started firing, man, all over. It was like on a balcony firing down with automatic weapons and all around, and just firing at their men. And yeah, that's when I woke up from that dream. But it was like a 2-part dream. So let's get into it. I look at this picture today. Excuse me, it's hot. I'm in New Orleans and it's hot. It's like it's 90-something degrees and it feels like a certain thing. And, but anyway, I enjoy the heat, man. Just something. It's life. You're alive and you're well, going through it. But anyway, so I listened to Pastor DARBY, and he was talking about Cerns. And I also listened to Yahim, the children of Israel. I listened to his, I hope that's his last video talking about the VMA Awards. And it's a lot that I could tell him, but it's not time for me to tell him yet. But he has a lot, like I say, he has a lot to say, and a lot of his stuff, all truth is on it, and it's right on. Okay, but you have to combine what he says along with Pastor DARBY and along with other folks who's in that type of, who live that type of life, say, because it's all connected. The Cerns connected, the Cerns is connected, and what he says is connected. And I know a lot of people don't like me to speak like this because they're afraid and they're afraid and don't really know what to do and what to make of things. But you have to remember what the law God, you repent with your whole heart and keep all 10 commandments. And what the law God said, it will go well with thee. I'm telling you, go well with thee. Cut this world loose. Go to Deuteronomy chapter 7. And it tells you how to get rid of these things of this world and put no hope and faith and trust in these things. Then you go to Deuteronomy chapter 28. And you find out why you are here and why you're stuck in this situation, in this captivity. Yeah, and what you have to do to get out this captivity. Okay, let's start off with the Cerns. Man, and as I was listening to him, I know I didn't feel this once before. But as I started listening to him, and I know that when you go listen to the book of Adam and Eve part 2, and how they was playing music, yeah, this is how they got our people to come down off that mountain. Not all of us came down, just some of us came down off that mountain. And they had this man that would play music every evening. And they'd go sit on the side because they never heard it before. And they'd go sit on the side and listen to this music. And then next thing you know, before you know it, they was down there being a partaker with them. Then they couldn't go back up to the mountain. That's in the book of Adam and Eve, part 2. But I say that to say this. So, and you gotta understand, I have relatives and people that I know, and that's why Jesus told you, he that loved mother, brother, sister, or whoever more than me is not worth of me. Because what you're doing is this here. You have to wait till these people repent, if they're gonna repent now. You know that all are not gonna be saved. But so when these people put these tattoos on, they be opening up gateways for demons to enter into them. Yeah. And a lot of people wonder now, say, well, that's not true. Yes, it is. And like the brother of the real say in these things that they're doing, it needs blood. And so when you have a tattoo, what happens when you have a tattoo? It bleeds. That blood, it bleeds, and you get whatever you want on you, and then that demon or whatever entity that you put on you, it takes control of you. Whatever spirit, whatever demonic spirit, that's what it takes. It takes over you. So yeah, with those tattoos. But like I say, once you repent with your whole heart and keep all His commandments, those tattoos don't make a difference anymore. So just want you to know that. And then that music that you're listening to, it does too. It opens up Cerns also. Just like Pastor DARBY told you, when you go down to these clubs, I used to do it too. Go down to the club and get into that music and start drinking those spirits. Next thing you know, you want to commit fornication, adultery, and what's the greatest sin in Israel? Fornication. So you start wanting to do those things, and you no longer want to just humble yourself and take a hold of the gospel. True story. Truth. You know why I say truth? You know, it's something that happened to me. I was living, it wasn't truly living a covenant. It was, I do 7-day Adventist, just keeping the Sabbath day, but it wasn't real. It was phony because I was in those people's church houses and they'd keep the Sabbath, but they're doing everything else wrong. And so that if you do one thing, you're sinning one thing, you're sinning all things. There's no such thing as a little darkness. There's no such thing. And so I had a neighbor that was staying down below me, and every Friday he got to hurry up and make it home and put up the stuff and get everything up and jump in the shower, take it out, because 5:30 he wants to be at the club for happy hour. So he kept asking me to come on, go to happy hour. Nah, man, I ain't gonna do that. And he said, yeah, man, come on, go to happy. And every Friday, he said, so one Friday I decided to go with it. And boy, when I went with him, bro, that was the end of that. Oh yeah, that was the end of that. I got trapped in that world for a long time. Oh yeah, I got trapped in that world for a long time. And when you go in those worlds, then what you meet? Other women and other men in those worlds. And then you get trapped and you hooked in that. And you don't know how long you're going to be in that. And all you can do is pray and hopefully the Lord God take you out there. But there's a reason and purpose for everything under the sun. Because I didn't know nothing, truly know anything about it. I knew some of that life, but I didn't know the wickedness and the darkness of that life. It is still going on right now today. That's why the young people, they're full of energy. But they haven't been taught right. When our people repent with our whole hearts and start teaching our children the right way, that's not going to even come in their minds and come into the hearts of those children, because they're going to know what's right and they're going to be chased, and then they know what they can do and what can't they do, and live a holy life. Man, there's joy in living a holy life. Oh yeah, there's very much joy. You just have to do it the right way. They're not doing it the right way. No, they got you trying to live a holy, thinking you living a holy life by going to the church house and things like that, but ain't nothing but a big trap that these Catholics and these tumultuous Jews have gotten into. Well, back to the Cerns anyway. And like you say, they have more than one Cern. He said they got 7. First, he said 14 to 7. But I can remember when they first started building those Cerns, and they were small, and as time went on, they built larger and larger Cerns till they got to this one big collider over there in Europe. Miss Idemir, that's where it's at. That's where it's at. Now, we might think the name of the place there where it's at is in a different place, but no. You gotta go back to the ancient time and what they call that place during the ancient time, and that's how you know what it is. Okay. Now, so let's get into because I want you to really know this. I understand, and I want you to understand, like the Lord God. See, once you repent with your whole heart and keep the law, truly keep the Lord Sabbath day, and get rid of all these other distractions out your life, man, Lord God sends so much into your life, and you know so much, and man, Lord God start revealing the secrets unto you. And that's what you want to know, man. He wants to know God's secrets. Why? Because it strengthens you. It strengthens you. That's what it does. It strengthens you. All right. Now let's see where these are. Now you have to understand the demons always was here. They was here. The demons been here since they fell during the time of Noah. Yeah, the demons have always been here. Okay. This was in Hasher, Jasher. I say Hasher. Why? People who are astute students know why. People that truly want to know. But I could say Jasher too, because like I said, it's Romans who took over. So we're in chapter 3. Enoch lived 65 years and had Methuselah. And Enoch walked with God after having a son, Methuselah, and he served the Lord and despised the evil ways of men. And the soul of Enoch was wrapped up with the instruction of the Lord and knowledge and understanding. And he was wisely retired from the sons of men and cholesterol himself, well, would be costed himself from them for many days. It was at the expiration of many years while he was serving the Lord, praying before him in his house, that the angel of the Lord called him from heaven and said, and he said, him am I. And he said, rise and go forth from your house, from the place where you hid yourself, and appear to the sons of men, in order that you may teach them the way in which they should go and work which they must accomplish in order to enter into the ways of God. So that's what Enoch thought. Enoch rose up according to the word of the Lord and went forth from his house, from his place, from the chamber in which he was concealed, and went into the sons of men, taught them the ways of the Lord, and all the time assembled the sons of men, and acquainted them with the instructions of the law. So I can go into more on that, but the reason why I want you to know about Enoch, because Enoch was in the time of the demons. Yeah, let's go back to we're going back to same book, Hashem, and we're going back to chapter 2. Chapter 2 of Hashem. And we're going to chapter 2, we're going to verse 11. All right. Canaan grew up and he was 45 years old, and he became wise, had knowledge and skill in all wisdom. He reigned over all the sons of men. That's Canaan. Canaan. The sons of men. Cain who slew Abel. Hey. And he led the sons of men. He led the sons of men to wisdom, knowledge, And Canaan was a very wise man, had understanding and all wisdom. And with his wisdom, he ruled over spirits and demons. With his wisdom, he ruled over what? Spirits and demons. So that's Cain. Yeah, it's the same Cain. Same Cain. And so with his knowledge and wisdom, we know when you listen to Adam and Eve, the first book, we know that Cain left. And that's where you know the story. Then he built the city and everything. But he tell you that he ruled over the spirits and the demons. Because, you know, the demons had came and sought the daughters of men. So the reason why I'm telling you this, because we're about to get into something more heavier and more deeper. And it's what these people are talking about. Pastor Darby, which, like I told you, they killed him. And Yaim, children of Israel, and what they're talking about. So, in the dream, and I told you this dream, and I don't know if the dream got to you or they cut the dream off. But anyway, so the last part of this dream, they had this machine. And they typed this machine up, and when they type the machine up, the machine, I guess, it takes up your blood type, and know your blood type, and it splices, and it, you know, changes your DNA. Yeah, it changed the DNA to demon's DNA. After that's all it could do. It's a woman out the thing. All right. Now we're going to chapter 4, the book of Hashir, and we're going to chapter 4, verse 16. Chapter 4, verse 16. And all the sons of men departed from the ways of the law in those days, as they multiplied on the face of the earth. And with the sons and daughters, they taught one another their practices, and they committed sinning against the law. Now this is before the flood. You see, make sure this is before the flood. Yeah, because that's when the demons came. All right, that's Enoch. This is before the flood, and this is Methuselah talking. This is Methuselah's talking. This is before the flood. If when you hear Methuselah, when somebody talk about Methuselah, then you know it's before the flood, because on the day Methuselah died, that's when the Lord God opened up the windows in heaven and pulled out the waters on the face of the earth. Okay, so we know that's just before. All right. So all the sons and men departed from the ways of the Lord in those days, and they multiplied on the face of the earth with the sons and daughters, and they taught one another evil practices, and they continued sinning against the Lord. That's what they did. Every man made himself a god, and they robbed and plundered every man his neighbor as well as his relative, and they corrupted the earth, and the earth was filled with violence. So what happened in the time of Noah? This is what the Lord God telling you. When Jesus said it should be like in the time of Noah, that's what he telling. So what men are doing now? They're corrupting all the way. They plundering. Every man stealing for his neighbor. What do you think business is and all that different stuff? And let's go. And their judges and rulers went to the daughters of men and took them wives by force from their husband according to their choice. And the sons of men in those days took from the cattle of the earth. Listen to the sons of men, and the sons of men in those days took the cattle of the earth, the beasts of the field, the fowls of the air, and taught mixture of the animal and one species with the other, in order therewith to provoke the Lord. And the God saw that the whole earth, and it was corrupt, for all flesh had corrupted its ways on the earth, and all man and all animals. Everything was corrupt. Men, animals, and everything mixing up and splitting. And that's what they're doing now. What you think those demons are coming down here to do? And what they're already doing, they're taking hold of men and doing all different type of things with men. Yeah, you looking at a man, sometimes you think you're looking at a man, but you might be looking straight at a demon, because the demon then got into that man. That's right. Okay, so I said that to say this. So Pastor Darby was talking about dark matter. Dark matter, and he was telling you that once this dark matter get into you, dark. I mean, you've been corrupted, so the Lord God have to kill you. Yeah, he have to destroy you because you're totally corrupted. There's no coming back for you. So I was watching this movie, and they have a couple of movies out there like that. But I was watching, man, this dude called Ben Diesel. And Ben Diesel made the second movie, if I'm not mistaken, the second movie that he made that way he is this man with these different color eyes and Wreck-A-Monk. I think that's the name of the movie. I don't know the name. I can't remember the name of the movie, and I don't want to go look it up or nothing like that. It takes time. I don't want to do that because, like I told you, I fast 45 minutes gold. But so anyway, the Necromonger, and this man wanted to rule the world. But so what he did was he had dark matter. That's what he was injected. And so these tumultuous dudes, the same people who the children of Israel talking about, the same people that Pastor Darby was talking about. These are the same people, no difference. The same people, the same demons doing the same thing. And so what they're gonna do, they're gonna have a little injection. They're gonna find your DNA and find out how much this dark matter that they have to put into you to make you dark. And that's what that movie's about. When they take these people and shoot that darkness in them, and then boom, they totally dark. They gone. Yep. So that was that. Then Ben Diesel's second movie about that, and that's what they said. And just like the children of real tells you, what they're doing is less of magic. They have to show and tell what they're doing. And like you listen to one of my videos, like I said, I get a little deeper into it. And so a little deepness into it is like Satan he's sitting in his room and tell himself that he is God. And so with everything the Lord God, everything before God do something to me, he show it to me in a dream, or he tells me. And the same thing with prophecy is. Prophecy tell you everything the Lord God gonna do. That's what prophecy is about. So that's what Satan is doing. When he show you these movies and things like that, that's what he's doing. He's trying to show you that he is God. He show it right to your face, and you just go in on and believe it. But I'm gonna get to that. So anyway, so that everything was corrupt, and that's why he told you. That's why the Lord God told you. That's why he had to do it. And that's why he's gonna do it again. Let's go. Let's skip down. So we know everything was corrupt already, and it's gonna be like the time of Noah. All right, we know that. And the Lord said, "I will blot out man that I created from the face of the earth, yea, from man to the birds, and altogether the cattle and beasts that they are in the field. For I repent, I made them." And all men who walked in the ways of the Lord died in those days, before the Lord brought the evil on man which he had declared. But this was from the Lord, that they should not see the evil which the Lord spoke concerning the sons of man. And then he go down, and Noah found grace in the sight of the Lord, and the Lord chose him and his children to raise up offsprings on the face of the earth, on the face of the whole earth. So stop right there. So anyway, so that's what's going to happen again. But we have offspring. And who are these offspring? It's everybody that repent with their whole heart and keep all the law God, 10 commandments, and not running behind foolishness and thus serving the Lord. That's what they do. That's how they live. That's how we live. That's all we do, serve the Lord God. That's what we do. Whatever the Lord God said and do, that's what we do. We have repented with our whole hearts, and we keep all his 10 commandments, and we in his word, studying his word, and doing and going things according to his word. And you know us. Yeah, when you see us, you know us. You say, well, you know us. Okay, so now the splicing of the DNA, that's what Pastor Darby is telling you about. That when the people open up that Cerns and that dark matter comes, these things are already happening. Like I told you, if you listen to any of my other videos, like I told you, how many times the demons and stuff came around, they still come around, try to attack me and try to possess me and coming out. This real. This ain't nothing in the dream world, nothing. I'm talking about physically real. They have done this to me, unto me, many a time. I just don't tell you about every time, but they have done it to me many times. All right, now, so we got Pastor Darby, the splicing of the DNA, the dark matter. So all those things I hope I have proved to you that all those things what he said are true. And they open up these gates now. Now I'm about to combine both of them. I'm about to combine Pastor Darby's Cerns, and I'm about to combine the children of Israel with the Talmud Jews and those what he said, those I want to get it right, and those ceremonies that they're performing. All right. Now all that goes back to who? Nimrod. That's right. Nimrod became strong when he put on the garment, and God gave him might and strength, and mighty hunter, because that's what he tell you. Who Nimrod? Repeat it. Nimrod became strong when he put on the garments, and God gave him might and strength, and he was a mighty hunter in the earth, and he was mighty hunter in the field, and he hunted the animals, and he built altars and offered on them the animals before the Lord. That's before he became wicked and sin. So let's go all the way back down now. All nations, all right, Nimrod, let's go. We're gonna go to same thing. We're in chapter 7. Chapter 7, and the one I just read to you that was verse 30. Verse 30. So that's what I just read before you. All right, and then we're gonna go. Now we're skipping down. We're going to verse 43. Chapter 7, verse 43. They found a large valley opposite of the east, and they built a large and extensive city. And Nimrod called the name of the city that he built Shinar, Shinar, from the Lord had vehemently shaken his enemies and destroyed them, so that he had no enemies. Nimrod lived in Shinar and reigned securely and fought with his enemies and subdued them. He prospered in all his battles, and his kingdom became very great. Now we're talking about Nimrod. All nation tongues heard of his fame and gathered themselves together to him, and they bowed down to the earth, and they brought him offerings, and he became their Lord and King, and they all lived with him in the city Shinar. Nimrod reigned in the earth over all the sons of Noah, and they were all under his power and count. All over the sons of Noah. Now, you got to remember, he come from Cush, and Cush come from what line? I can't remember what line, but we know he come from Cush, and he come from that line. Ham comes from that line of Ham. All right. So now we know Nimrod and what the Lord did for him. But we also know absolute power, what? Corrupt absolutely. Absolute power corrupts absolutely. We know that. Okay, now this is how we know that. And all the earth was one tongue, one in words of union, and Nimrod did go. All the earth was of one tongue, the words of union. But Nimrod did not go in the ways of the Lord. He was more wicked than all the men that was before him, from the days of the flood unto those days. Oh, he was wicked than all of them. That's what the Lord God said, and that's found in Hashir chapter 7, verse 47. Hashir chapter 7, verse 47, and that's what and if you read below that. That's what he said. That's what he called the phrase, from the wicked go for what? Wickedness. From the wicked, there go forth wickedness. All right. Now, so when we start connecting. So that's Nimrod, and we know that's a mighty hunter, and that's what the children of Israel tells you, that he's a mighty hunter. Now we know about Pastor Darby when he's talking about what they open up the Cerns and to let all this dark matter. Well, really the demons are here, but when they open up these Cerns, they're gonna let a whole lot of demons in here at one time, and these reptilian people and all types of stuff going on. All types of stuff is going on. You don't know the extent of the wickedness that is going on. And this wickedness is going on all over the world. Not just in one spot. Don't think it's just they're doing a little wickedness in the United States. They're doing great wickedness, and it's done great all over the world. Especially these people that don't have no God. Their money is their God. Yeah, and whatever evil thought coming in their mind, oh, let's do this here. Well, we learned how to splice this. Let's clone this. But that's not new. Look, well, I just finished reading. Everything they done, that's what the law of God, Solomon told you. That's the law of God telling you. There's nothing new on the sun. All that they're doing has been done before. All right, now let's get we're into Nimrod. All right, so so we're going to chapter 9, Nimrod chapter 9. Now what we're doing, we're connecting the two. We already established the Cerns. We already established Cerns. We already established the dark matter. So now we're putting the two together. So right. We're going to verse 23. No, we're going to start at verse 21. We're starting at Hashir chapter 9, verse 21. And all the princes of Nimrod and his great men took counsel together, put Mestarine, Cush, Canaan with their families. And they said to each other, come, let us build ourselves a city and a strong tower, and its top reaching heaven, and we will make ourselves famed so that we may reign over the whole world. See, over the whole world, in order that the evil of our enemies may cease from us, that we may reign mightily over them, and that we may not become scattered over the earth on account of their walls. So that was the plan. That was the plan. What did he say? To rule over all the earth. To rule, let's say, to reign over the whole world. To reign over the whole world in order that the evil of our enemies that may cease from us. The evil of, and that's what these tumultuous Jews, Jews and all that doing. That's why they're doing the same thing right now today. That haven't changed. They haven't changed. And that's why they put it out there for everybody to fear them. Yeah. Bless Israel, bless the Jews, and God will bless you. Which God gonna bless you? Which God? There's only one God. So which God are they talking about? You know that Jesus said, they say they are Jews but are not, so you know who they are served. All right. They all went before the king, and they told the king these words, and the king agreed with them and this affair, and did so. Wait a minute, we're still there. And all the families assembling, consisting of about 600,000 men. And they went to seek extensive piece of ground to build the city and the tower. And they sought in the whole earth, and they found none like one valley on the east of the land of Shinar, about 2 days' walk, and they journeyed there, and they lived there. Okay, let me stop right there. You know the law of God is the reason and purpose for everything under the sun. So the law of God coming back and shake all the heavens and the earth. And so like I tried to tell you in another video, I don't know if they took it down or what. Tangerine, that was a supercontinent that after they worked that work, the law of God took and broke the world up and divided these people into all these different parts. So that's what they did. So when they say the world gonna shake for a whole hour, which I saw, the law of God is bringing that supercontinent, he bringing it back together. That's what the law of God doing. That's why the whole earth gonna shake a whole hour until he put it back together like he was. That's why he said, I'm gonna return it back to it as the first, as in the beginning. That's what he's doing. All right, let's go. All right. Okay, and they began to make bricks and to burn fires to build a city and a tower that they had imagined to complete. And the building of the tower was to them a transgression and a sin. And they began to build it while they were building. I'll repeat that. I'm getting ahead of myself. And the building of the tower was to them a transgression and a sin. And they began to build it while they were building against the Lord God of heaven. And while they was building against the Lord God of heaven. Now, this is very important. And they imagined in their heart to war against him and to ascend into heaven. So who they was building against? The Lord God of heaven. And what they was imagining in their hearts against, that was their imagining heart. To war against him, the Lord God. To war against the Lord God. All right, to ascend into heaven. This Nimrod. Okay. And all these people and all the families divide themselves into three parts. The first said, we will ascend into heaven and fight against him. That's the first. The second said, we will ascend into heaven and place our own gods there and serve them. And the third part said, we will ascend into heaven and strike them with the bows and arrows. And God knew all their works and all their evil thoughts, and he saw the city and the tower which they was building. Three different people ascending to this, the tower, Nimrod Tower, Tower of Babel, as they call it, after it had fell. But anyway, so I watched this movie. Because like I said, they got to tell you. That's why they put these things in the movie. They got to tell you what they do in order for to bring it back. Just like the man told you, Yahim and the children of Israel of lesser magic. They got to tell you what they're going to do before they do it in order for it to come to pass, to make it strong. Yeah, that's what they're doing. And I hope I got this. Telling you now. So that's what they say. Now, I was watching this movie, Jupiter Ascending. And there's this movie, Jupiter Ascending. They had this woman, the basis of it, it had this woman. And this woman, her son killed her. And when her son killed her, she was reincarnated. I don't believe in that. She was reincarnation. It's not no such thing as reincarnation, but it is such thing as demon possessed. So she possessed a child. Now, don't know how she done it, but anyway, she possessed a child, and the child grew up. And so the other siblings, they had three siblings, just like in this book. They had three siblings, and the siblings knew of her, and they wanted to find her because why? Because in the premise of the thing, that she was the one who owned the earth. Just listen to it. It's called Jupiter Ascending. So in this movie, what they was doing, the mother on the earth, and what they get from the earth, and like I said, take 10,000 souls or 10,000 people to make this one gel type stuff that keep them alive and looking young. That's what's the premise. That's what they want you to believe the premise of the movie was. And they had three of them. And oh yeah, but we know that they need, and when this is the children of Israel, he tells you that they need a certain gene from us. And we have a certain gene, not just us, but all humans have a certain gene that they need. But ours is more stronger than anybody else. And so they really want it. But anyway, so now, so we know there are three of them. And that's, and I'll bring it, this is another thing I'll bring it to. So what you think these people going to every movie that you see, just like Pastor Darby told you, every movie that you see is something coming, and they're fighting against who? Aliens. But the devils, they're demons. They're demons, and they have demons that fight against demons. Don't think they don't. And so, so that's what's going on. So Pastor Darby is right, and the children of Israel is right. You just going to separate things, but you got to bring that, you got to put all that together. All right. So now, let me tell you what they did. They built themselves a great city and a very high, strong tower on account of its height. The mortar and the bricks did not reach the builders, and their ascent and to it until those who went up had completed a full year. So it took them a full year to get that brick and mortar up there. And after they reached the builders and gave them the mortar and the bricks, thus it was done daily. So it took a whole year. And behold, these ascended, and the others descended the whole day. Oh man, 45 minutes already? Man. These ascended the whole day. And if a brick should fall from their hand and get broken, they would all weep over it. And if a man fell and died, none of them would look at him. So a man fell, man, they didn't care. And the Lord knew their thoughts, and it came to pass when they was building, they cast the arrows towards the heaven, and all the arrows fell on them filled with blood. And when they saw them, they said to each other, certainly we have slain all those that are in heaven. For this was from the Lord in order to cause them to err, in order to destroy them from off the face of the ground. Because these some wicked men that want, how you going to go out there and fight with your creator who made you? All right, so my 45 minutes are up for this for this hour. 45 minutes up for this hour, and I know I haven't told you a lot of dreams, and I wanted to tell you the reason why I wanted to tell you is they're gonna crash the economy. Yeah, that's a dream that I hope I had told you that they're gonna crash the economy. Did I tell you the dream about man, so much. This is not by might nor by power. Man, this is part one of part one of the Cerns, and what do you say? What do you say? The Cerns and what they do, what the other people do. Man. I want to say Cerns, it's part one of Cerns and presentation, but man, part one of Cerns and give me a second, give me a few, give me a, it's part one of the Cerns, and see that's the devil. See now I'm thinking that. Now somebody says it's on the tip of the tongue. No, this is not on the tip of the tongue. This is in my mind. And as I'm thinking to bring it forth, I can feel what evil that is present with me right now, trying its hardest not to bring it forth. I'm telling you, it's trying its hardest not to bring it forth. Because we know it's the Cerns, and then we know that it's a war thing that they're bringing forth. But and it's a celebration. But I have another word that I'm trying to bring forward before, and everything coming to it, except that one word. And that's how you know when they have things that you have no control over are working. Yeah. The Cerns, there it was again. The Cerns and I can think of the wash there. I can think of the Cerns and the ceremony that they are doing. The Cerns and the ceremony that they are doing, part one.